All right, and another week. We've made it back here. Antisocialexperience.com is the website. Antisocial Experience Podcast on Facebook. Check out either of those. That is where you will find us.
Yes.
We're getting everybody turned up.
Oi.
The mics are hot. The mics are hot. People, watch out.
Hello.
And we're back. Officially.
Halloween.
The Halloween, the Shilloween.
Shilloween, yeah.
I thought of that because we always start with the, shill on our website and the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what can I say?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Not really. I'm just pretty horrible at writing and titling. That's what I would call it.
So are we getting right into this?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay.
So, should we say what it is?
Yeah, you can say what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface this with saying that... Are we on camera? Yeah. I'm going to preface this with saying that...
It was all Nick's idea?
Yeah, my idea. I am by no means a writer, but I do know how to work keys on a keyboard, so this is not an original story. This is a very short, 2-paragraph campfire story, scripted out like an actual play or movie script.
Okay, you screenplayed it.
Yes, I took another story and turned it into actually something with dialogue instead of something.
No, that is a term. You screenplayed it, or you wrote a screenplay.
You screened it? Yeah.
Yeah, you wrote a screenplay of it.
Awesome. So that's what we're doing today, for part of the show at least, and we'll see how this goes. We could totally cobble it if we do.
We're gonna bust on ourselves.
When we do.
Yeah, when we do.
It is a cold read. We haven't really...
You've looked over it.
I've looked it for about 10 minutes.
I looked at my first 2 lines and I was like, all right, I'll just wing it.
Great. And the voices that we're going to do for each of these, we have Tim as the narrator.
Yes.
He's going to sound like...
I don't know yet.
We're going to figure that out.
We'll
play it as it goes.
I might change it up as we go, too.
We got me as Steve. Steve's going to sound like this.
Brother
Steve. Talk to himself. He's going to be a little weird.
Really?
He's going to be a little weird.
We do have Linda.
And we have Linda.
And the daughter, but the daughter has nothing but a scream. And we're going to mock that up because we don't have any sound for that.
Oh.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think it's a little hammy, but all right.
As hammy as it can be.
All right, people. Yeah, let's fail.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so roll it, man, roll it.
So do you want me to I'm gonna... Whoa! I'm gonna pump that down.
We apologize to you.
Yeah, turn that down, dog.
Wow.
That
is some thunder and rain, ladies and gentlemen.
That's going to be real loud.
Oh.
Well, it ended right there. So there's our test run.
Okay.
Do we want to...
Well, so...
They're all going to be loud.
Exterior, dark and stormy night.
Okay. Hold up. You got to let me turn all these down if you want them down, because they're all damn loud.
All right.
You go and turn them down.
Coffee's loud. I don't think a sip of coffee is going to kill anybody.
Shh, spoilers, Nick.
I know.
Goddamn.
Oh.
If it's louder, I'm sorry, people. I'm adjusting the volume accordingly now, so we're just going to run with it after I turn one more down. And I think this is the loudest one, and I'm going to turn it down a little lower. We'll probably still hear it.
Okay.
Hopefully. All right, so when you start, I start.
All right. Exterior, dark and stormy night. After finishing putting away and tying down anything, it's still really loud.
Crank it down to like 1/3. Yeah, like a little bit lower.
A little lower.
A little lower?
A little lower, dude.
Take
Right
3.
Yeah, like right there.
Right there.
They're all going to be pretty loud then.
Then take them all down to like that, or like a little above
All right.
that.
Do we want them to hear the sound effects?
We intentionally...
You want them to be kind of background-ish. So like there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, right there for all of them. Like right about there.
I doubt it, but... What is that? Where am I at?
We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's all right.
Sounds
Here.
like...
Yeah, that's okay. Got a kind of good beat going to it.
Okay,
Here.
it's over.
That one's got to be up.
Okay. We good?
One more.
One more.
Last one's going to kill us.
Okay. No, that's not bad.
And...
And
I didn't even hit it.
You can turn that one up. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Edgar Allan Poe-ish.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
start over.
All right.
Take 3.
Take Trace. Cold read as cold as it gets.
Cold as it gets, yeah. Ice cold. All right. Exterior, dark and stormy night. After finishing putting away and tying down anything the wind may blow away, Steve proceeds to go inside, to get out of the rain and get warmed up by the fireplace.
Oh, of course. First night.
Steve opens and closes the front door to an old, antique-ish house. The sounds of the rain subsiding and the warm, welcoming crackle of a fire can be heard.
Well, first night figures. First night I get to spend it in an unfamiliar house, in a thunderstorm, alone, wife and daughter at home. True, it is the old house. Still, not nearly as spooky as this place.
He closed the door to the large living room of the large house he had just purchased. His wife and daughter were back at the old home, gathering up some of the last items to be moved to their new home.
Oh, such a big house for a small family. The deal on this place was too good to pass on. We'll probably never use this space. It's so quiet and secluded, and we've got it for next to nothing.
Steve thinks to himself.
So lucky. Still hard to believe. It is almost as if the house was meant for us.
Living room of the new house. Steve is getting ready to sit and relax and read a book while warming up next to the fire crackling in the fireplace. Steve digs through the box of various things where he finds a few books, selecting an old horror novel by Kevin Sting. Kevin Sting.
What's this? I don't remember ever finishing this book. The TV is en route tomorrow with me wife and me daughter. Tonight is a good night of any to give this novel a second attempt. Not sure when I will have another chance.
Steve sips the coffee he had stopped for on the way here earlier this evening.
Coffee is always better hot than cold. The fire warmed me up, which is good, and there will be more cold nights to come. This winter, all of us will appreciate having a fireplace.
Getting involved in reading the book, it had taken a bit for Steve to notice the tapping noise coming from somewhere upstairs.
Oh, what the? Oh, of course. Oh. This old house will make noise like that all the time in the movies. Oh, this old house, I'm sure it just had enough time to settle. Over the years, I'm going to continue my book and take no interruption as acceptable.
He went back to his book, but the sound started again. It seemed to be moving across the room upstairs.
What? That's gotta be mice. I will look into it in the morning. The wife is not gonna take kindly to having mice roaming around our old house.
Steve pauses in his thinking to consider having his daughter help him with the mouse problem in the morning.
Nah, although that would definitely help. Everyone knows that getting rid of mice can be quite a fiasco. Attempting to get rid of them tonight will certainly be like hurting cats, especially in the dark.
Then Steve heard what sounded like a door opening upstairs. The living room was starting to feel a bit less cozy.
Is it my imagination, or am I going crazy right now?
Steve tries to resume reading the book he was holding. However, it did not go good. The sounds did not go away. They did not stop. The tapping footsteps started to sound as if they were coming down the stairs. That led directly to the living room door. Thump, thump, thump. Louder and louder as they grew closer to the other side of the living room door. Steve had put down the book and was fixated, staring at the living room door. That led to the upstairs, and the sound was getting closer. Steve stared at the door with great intensity, not blinking or looking away for even a second.
What if it's a burglar? Or worse, I'm definitely not letting my imagination get the best of me tonight. I need to calm down.
Steve was staring at the great door and heard the thumping and the footsteps getting closer and sounding like they were finally had come off the stairs and would soon be closing in on the door. With each thump, Steve's fears were increasing. Thump, thump, thump. The fireplace suddenly went out. Steve, still staring at the door, realized the doorknob was starting to turn.
Impossible.
Steve, too frightened by his fear, was unable to get up to try to keep the doorknob from turning. As the doorknob completed its turn, the door began to slowly creak open until it was finally open. A great blinding light filled the room from the doorway. A blood-curdling scream was heard from Steve, then silence. Linda and their daughter pulled into the driveway in the family's truck. She had made sure to get every last thing to complete the move to the new old house. The young girl bounced out of the family truck and ran quickly towards the house. Not for the first time, Linda thought how unnecessarily big the house was for the three of them. Steve, however, was adamant about not passing on the great deal on the house, and repeatedly told her how lucky they were to have found this house for next to nothing. Linda had decided not to try to change Steve's mind about getting the house. Linda smiled to herself, thinking of all the ghost stories he would be telling their daughter after spending the night in this new old house alone. Linda had insisted strongly against Steve staying alone the first night in the new old house. Linda had followed along as her daughter rushed into the house.
Steve? Steve? No answer. The big goof is probably still asleep in the living room. Or maybe he just doesn't hear us yet. Can you go and check for your father? Check the living room and maybe upstairs if he is not in there.
As her daughter went off to check for her father, Linda started unpacking the food she had brought into the kitchen. The sound of the young girl's scream filled the air in the house, and Linda ran to check on their daughter and, turning the corner into the living room, began to scream herself. Steve was sitting in his chair, book on the floor in front of him. His hair had turned completely white, stark white. His clothes were ripped to the shreds, and it looked as though he had tried to claw his own eyes out. His face ripped apart almost as much as his own clothes were.
What could possibly have happened here? What did this to Steve? What?
Through her sobs and their daughter's screaming and tears, Linda thought she heard a sound coming from the upper floor of their new old house.
End our story.
Oh, my beautiful wife. Oh.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead, man.
He's dead, bitch.
Right.
He's dead, bitch.
So, let's stop that sound.
All right, now we can get back to actually looking at the Facebook comments and stuff, as I'm sure there has been many people.
Ooh.
Dude, thanks for reading that, guys.
Yeah, that was when I shotgun narrator. I thought I did it because it was going to be easy, not that it had the fucking most.
I'm a horrible writer, but you guys did an amazing job reading that.
It wasn't too bad. I could give you some tips, but
I don't know. I'm not a writer.
Yeah. Well, you had, like, for instance, like in the beginning, you're like, you use large, and then like 6 words later, use large again to describe the same thing. Yeah, you got.
It would have been nice to be
Singing
able to
that
get in
shit.
character too and actually get into it.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I kept slipping out.
I wanted to do like an hour story.
Well, your grammar is a little clunky too. I had to fill in words where they should
Dude,
go.
so did he.
Yeah.
I speech it right, though. Just for the record, I do speech it right.
Speech it right?
Correct.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Doesn't like fucking word processors have a grammar check now?
Yep, they do.
Okay.
How do you get in the chat, Aaron?
You click on the video that I posted on my Facebook. There's no one watching right now. It's just us.
Okay, well, that's good.
All right.
Especially since we're late.
Since we're late and yeah.
Everyone was expecting it at 2.
Yes.
So bad. We're sorry.
Yes. But, presentation. I didn't want to scrap it because it was Halloween. Well, Shilloween.
Shalloween?
Shalloween? That's even better. Can
What
we
is
change
that?
it? Can we
Isn't
change
that what you said?
Shilloween.
What is Shilloween?
You know what shilling is?
No.
It's like you're selling stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foot pads, moon rides,
Yeah.
empty jars of Miracle Remedy.
Wow, we got a lot of stuff that we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
shill.
Yeah.
Did anybody prepare anything today other than that?
I actually do have something, but it's gonna take me a second to pull out the questions again.
All right. Well, other than that, it's Halloween. When is Halloween? Wednesday?
Tuesday. Or
Tuesday?
wait, Wednesday or Tuesday? Yeah.
Look at a calendar here.
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Is it the 30th or 31st?
31st.
So it is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Yeah.
Does anybody know when Trick or Treat is in our local town here?
It's Halloween.
Awesome. They're
Yeah.
actually doing. I like it when it's on Halloween,
Yeah.
but then if I think like a kid, I kind of, knowing all the factors, I like it when they split it up for different parts on different days.
Oh, they still are.
Because you get to go multiple times.
There's somebody was telling me. My mom was telling me about like somebody she knows. They're going to like 5 different towns, 5 different nights. So. Yeah, it's still wrong mouse, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. When you got buttons and mice and keyboards.
Yeah. So yeah, that's still good. It's still like that. It's just
All
our
right.
our town falls on Halloween this year, I guess.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Two things. Well, three things I have actually.
Okay.
First things
Let's
first.
get it.
Big news of the week. There's companies out there now using the algorithms for self-driving cars
Mm-hmm.
to determine who to kill.
Wait a minute. What?
So I was hoping that would be your reaction.
Yeah, that's like.
Tim
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, whatever." Let's
Well,
just
no,
go
I
with it."
elaborate. Like, I definitely
Um,
have some questions.
So
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
if there's a choice between a wreck,
Oh,
it's
oh,
inevitable.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah,
switch
Kill-
the switch problem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they wanted to see how people would
the
actually
trolley
react.
problem.
Trolley.
The,
Yeah.
the trolley situation. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's been real life events now.
Yes.
Because this is a thing.
Yeah.
So they want the car to do what people would normally choose based on the region they're in and everything.
Ah.
So they surveyed a few thousand people across the world, but in North America, the primary was. So I'll give you a few examples. I actually have them here. So let's say you have the option to kill 5 old people or 2 cats. What
Wait,
would you do?
what was the first one?
So the car is going to be in a wreck.
Yeah, yeah,
You
I
have
know.
the
I get
option.
that. Yeah, what
You
are the
have to kill
choices?
5 people
Uh-huh.
or 2 cats.
2 cats.
2 cats.
Yeah.
Nick.
What?
5 people or 2 cats. Which one are you swerving into if you have to swerve into
People.
one?
5 old people. 5 young people.
5 old people.
Yeah, 5
Why?
old people.
Because they have lived their lives and the young people still have their lives ahead of them.
So in Japan, it was the exact opposite.
Really? Oh, because they've more revered
The elderly.
Yeah.
All right. 2 dogs or 2 cats.
I'm going to go 2 cats.
That's exactly what it was across the world. Everyone seemed to favor
Wow.
dogs over cats. Cats were actually the most likely. All right. Overweight girl, skinny man,
About the same age.
about the same age.
Probably the skinny man because his chances of living longer are better, I guess.
That's who you're saving or killing?
That's who I'm
Killing.
saving.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, that's who I'm
we'll
saving.
just go with
yeah,
saving. We'll
yeah,
go with
saving. Yeah.
All right. So, Tim, Nick,
Skinny man or overweight woman?
Well, who's going to be more productive and help out?
That's what I think. The skinny man, probably.
Like it's.
But you never know. You just never know. You only have that to go off of.
Mhm.
So you have to decide on those factors.
I'll
Shit,
tell you
man.
if you match up with them or not because
Yeah.
I know the statistics now.
Skinny man or overweight woman?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough call because like you don't know anymore, and she
Well-
could be a mother. He could be you just don't know anymore.
Right,
than that,
right,
so you have
but
to just
no,
go
yeah,
off
I-
that.
She's not a mother.
I'd take
Okay.
out the guy because she
Uh-huh.
can make people he can't.
That's true too. There's that side of the coin.
All right.
They're all tough ones.
So,
It's not
so
like
they favored thin people over overweight people.
yeah.
Overweight woman, overweight man.
Man, take him
Yeah,
out.
Take him out. Yeah, let the woman
Exactly.
live.
Skinny man, skinny woman.
Yeah. Man.
You kill the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, women.
Yeah.
Women are the only people that can make more people.
Yeah.
2 men, 1 woman.
2 men, 1 woman. Mm.
Lady, you're dead.
You have the
Yeah.
option. Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
go
We need-
for the less people at that point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not about.
we need some guys still to go with those previous
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Person of power, 5 people of not power. So like the Pope or
Pope's going down.
Well, if it is
Nick just wants to hit the Pope.
Well, no,
that's
is
a
it-
bad example.
no. Is it the Pope or who is it? Just age you
A
like
person of a significant amount of power.
Well, okay, in this situation I would need to know I would know him, so I would know like what level we're talking
You
of
don't
power.
give the choice. It's just the car. The car is choosing.
Yeah, but the car would be able to identify like what level of power the person is
Just
too.
that they appear. So Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or a presidential candidate
here-
or 5
So that
people.
level.
Here's what I'm saying.
That level?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna save the 5 people.
Okay.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying.
Jesus himself.
If it's,
Jesus would want you to save the 5 people.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
valid
So,
point.
And if it was the Pope, same thing. Like
Funny
the Pope
enough.
would want you to hit him.
funny enough, I was just going to say that if it was
Yeah.
the mailman, the Pope, Jesus, or the president,
They'd want you to
yeah, I'm saving the other people.
Yeah, because they'd want it. They'd be like, chances are they'd be like down with that.
I'd be down for that too.
Yeah.
Actually,
They're going
there's 5
down.
people that could live, or even 2 people that could
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
One more than me is better.
Incoming drone strike.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
talking slander here.
All right. That was pretty much it. I just thought it was neat that they're actually putting the software in now based on where you buy the car.
Yeah.
So in the event that this ever happens, it'll be on news.
Do we match up with like our region?
You don't.
I don't.
Nick kind of does.
Okay.
What is it?
So our region is save skinny people over fat people, pregnant women over non-pregnant women, babies over everything, and we kill the elderly, not the young people.
Yeah, I line
We
up with
also
that.
favor dogs over cats.
Yeah, I line up with that. You just said overweight woman. You never said pregnant woman.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's a whole different thing. I didn't even.
if you're
go into
asking me,
Yeah.
I'm saving cats, not dogs.
Oh yeah. I'll save a dog. I'm more of a dog person.
I like cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Other way around then.
I'm fine with. I'm cool with both of them. I'm just saying I'm more of a dog person.
All right.
All right. So.
Thing number dose. Halloween D&D.
Oh,
And your previous D&D.
Oh, it's a previous D&D, Nick. So
What?
previous D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, what about it?
So I mean, I'm telling you the story mainly because Aaron was there.
What
So-
story?
Of what happened during our last D&D session
From last week?
from last week.
Was
yeah.
it good shit or what?
It was good
people?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no one got pushed into a.
No one got pushed
eternal
into a
void.
portal, and we ended up taking over a town.
Well, that's good
Yeah,
shit, man.
yeah.
Fucking divide and conquer.
But I realized I was talking with Pope Jones last night or the other night, and he was telling me about like a similar story. So like, here's what happened with my character. He was supposed to die off. Okay, like he was supposed to just be a one-shot character. So I wasn't planning on him living. So he's a monk and he's lawful neutral. And but his order is to maintain the balance of good and evil. So basically what that does is I can kind of just kill whoever I want or do whatever I want and say like, oh, I'm just tipping the balance one way or the other, you know? It's kind of carte blanche to do whatever I want.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So then Pope Jones was telling me about a Spider-Man Deadpool comic. Apparently Deadpool was in love with Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got the thing
Yeah,
for
he's
him.
got the hard thing for him.
There you go.
And he was apparently Deadpool kidnapped to be more like Spider-Man. Deadpool kidnapped a psychiatrist. It was like, hey, help me out. I want to be more like of a hero or whatever. And Deadpool from this decided to get like a twister wheel with an arrow. Okay.
Right.
And write the D&D alignments on there. And anytime he ran into a situation, he would just spin it. And he's with Spider-Man one time. And he's like, okay, spin it. And he goes, woo, chaotic neutral. I get to do whatever I want. And I realized when I made the character, I'm like, I'm lawful neutral, but I tip the scales. I could do anything I want.
Right.
So, like me and the Dragonborn fighter were chilling, and he ended up becoming the Grand Poobah of the town. And
the Grand Poobah of
Titopolis, yeah.
Titopolis.
And
After killing Titanus.
And we're chilling, and a meteorite falls in the fountain by two other party members, and
Got people.
we got people, and I'm like, sweet. Since I was like, I made it as a throwaway character. I just gave my guy like the smithing skill because I was like, I got skill points to burn. I put some into acrobatics and athletics because I'm a monk, but other than that, I don't need any of the other ones. So I was like, smithing. And so I'm like, sweet, I can make stuff out of that. So we go to the blacksmith. The blacksmith is currently at the stable. And we start working on it. The blacksmith shows back up. It's me, the dwarven paladin, the fighter who's an arcane knight, and the drow rogue.
Yeah.
And we're all in there. And the drow rogue doesn't really say anything. I think she was getting ready to stab him.
Are you talking about the blacksmith?
No. Jenny.
Yeah. Who is she trying to stab?
The blacksmith when he came back.
Okay.
She was getting ready to
You
stab
didn't
him.
mention that. So
Yeah.
the
I'm pretty
blacksmith
sure, 'cause
was
she didn't-
coming back from the stables.
Yeah,
and
was
he had
coming
just
back-
walked in and was very angry.
Angry
the
that we
group was
were
in.
just using his shop. Jenny
Just
picked the
kind
lock.
of stole some stuff,
Yeah.
and then he blamed it on his ex-wife for picking the
No,
lock.
so I'm getting So he's like, "What's going on?" And we're like, "Oh, your ex-wife let us in," and we start calming him down. And I go to the party, and I'm like, "You guys have one more turn." And they go around, and the paladin like gets him calmed down, and then the fighter's like, "Hey, let's work out a deal here." And then the blacksmith comes to me, and he's like, "No, that'll be 20 gold." And I'm like, "Nope." I'm like,
Pricey.
First of all,
no. Let me finish.
Pricey.
Well, that's the thing. I was like,
20 gold.
no, I
Fuck
said,
that.
I said you have one more turn. So I go, here's your gold, and I had just gotten knuckles as a monk. One's gold, one's silver.
Right.
And I'm like, roll initiative, and Aaron's like, what? I'm like, roll initiative, and he's like, okay, and I roll, and I get the initiative because he was flat-footed too. He didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And then I rolled to hit, nat 20.
crushed his skull.
Well, that's the thing. You were like, oh, you crushed his skull. I'm like, no, his skull exploded. And you're like, no. And I'm like, let's roll damage. And I roll the damage. It's like 20 damage. And you're like, fine. His skull exploded against the wall.
So, to put it in perspective, earlier in the game, he got these 2 knuckles that were named, and one was called Thoughts and one was called Prayers. And Prayers was golden, and Thoughts was silver. So every time that he hits someone because he has dual hands, he can give them thoughts and prayers. Yeah. So it gives him a little bit of a badass thing to say. Yeah. I thought it was really cool whenever I thought of it.
So I was basically, so, you know, I could play Deadpool basically. So that's next week. You said pick out Halloween costumes for our characters. I'm going to go as Deadpool in the game.
Yes. So next week is the one that I've specialized for a Halloween episode. And I'd like to bring in one more person. Actually, one of the people watching this, if he's free next Sunday. But we'll find out about that in a second. The Halloween episode, they're going to be invited to, and you'll find out about this, I'm not going to spoil anything. They'll be invited to a costume party in the next town over, ironically, as that's the one that you're probably going to. You have a few different options, actually.
Yeah, so.
And then you get to go to a mansion. You get to dress up, and it's kind of
a soiree.
It's a hypothetical murder mystery, but I won't ruin anything. Nothing bad is actually
just
happening.
Say no more, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got that's cool.
Yeah, that's fun
for sure.
So I'm playing a Deadpool monk. That's sweet. I'll enjoy that.
Now, we covered this earlier this year. We talked a little bit about it. And I wanted to bring it up because it is Halloween.
Yeah, okay.
You know where I'm going?
All
right.
Razor candy.
That too. But no, the Halloween costumes you should avoid.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about it, but it wasn't Halloween. And I made a specific reference that we would talk more about it at Halloween.
Okay.
So we got an updated list.
Okay.
I'm not going to put it up for everybody. We'll just talk about it. Anybody want to know what we're looking at? Halloween costumes not to wear 2018.
Okay, just Google that. You'll find it.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Can anybody guess what? Do we want to go number 1 to?
No, go 10 to 1. Start with number 10.
10? All right, we'll skip the 15 to 11.
Oh, no, go 15 then. Yeah. Start at 15, however many there are. Just start. I thought it was a top 10.
Yeah, okay, so obviously
number 15.
A national tragedy. Like dressing up like the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Or Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
yeah.
Shots fired.
Well, he's old and almost dead, so it doesn't matter.
He's not that old.
And I have a point to make after all these, but I'll wait till then. Okay. Number 14 is a homeless person.
I think that's fine.
Well, it used actually. You remember back in the day, it was like acceptable. Like
you
would get the
plaid. Why is that not
and
acceptable anymore?
Rub dirt on your face with the bindle.
Yeah.
Like it used. Because like there's a lot of homeless people, I guess, and it's probably, you know,
there's a lot of fat people. You don't see people stop dressing up in the fat suits.
Yeah, good point.
Right, but I'll make my point at the end of it.
Yeah, but fat people will at least get to eat.
So they actually have. They actually have.
So dark.
They actually.
I'm
okay.
just saying.
13, sexual harassment, like a flasher, and they make a suit. It's just like
it looks kind of like it, but
it's like it looks like you're in skin. You got some nipples, and then like I don't know what they got drawn on there because it's censored, but it looks like a bunch of curly pubes.
Yeah, and then whatever. Yeah.
We have someone that
maybe a question mark, under pubes or something. I don't know.
We have someone arguing that they were also a hobo in 6th grade, which was not that long ago.
Followed by a mentally ill person. And then these other two, the other ones kind of fit in.
That one's, you don't want to do that, no.
That's a bit.
Well,
that's a bit much.
And what they're saying by mentally ill is anybody wearing a straitjacket.
Oh,
that's fine.
That's fine.
No, that's the costume that people were raging out against.
No, I thought you meant like fine. I thought you meant like people like.
Let's not. We're gonna dig ourselves a hole right now.
Yeah, let's not dig that hole.
O.J. Simpson and Nicole Simpson.
I mean, we're not really digging a hole because we're like, don't do that.
So O.J. and Nicole Simpson is number 11.
That's pretty tasteless, but it'd be. I would laugh. I would definitely like go like, oh, like a shock laugh.
One of my friends from California sent me a picture that he went as Chris Brown and his girlfriend went as Rihanna to a Halloween party.
That's poor taste.
Oh, it was so funny though. So funny.
Next on the list,
10.
Top 10.
Animal cruelty. Basically, the lion killer dentist guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably like.
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago, you could big game hunter would be nothing to scoff at.
Today,
yeah, you're probably gonna
not in today's world, people.
Well, around here, probably nobody would care. But
yeah, I think it'd be cool here.
Here, nobody would give a shit.
So, and this is one we talked about in a previous show, an eating disorder, the anorexia costume.
Oh,
it was a skeleton, and then the title out was anorexia.
I remember this now. Yeah,
good.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's pretty funny though.
And this makes no sense. I know what they're getting at, but like, if you can't even appropriate a zombie,
Wait, what?
a zombie of a recently deceased celebrity.
I'm sorry. I sexually identify as a zombie, Nick. I am taking offense to this.
Right.
So, what do you mean by appropriating? Like, if
Well,
you,
that's what people were complaining about. Like, oh, what people.
what if you're like a zombie? What if I were to be like a
No, it's a zombie of a recently deceased celebrity.
Oh, like going as like Prince, like
Yeah.
No, I think that's acceptable.
Dead Prince, dead MJ.
That's cool. I don't think that's that big of
MJ's
a
been
deal.
a while,
Right, but that's what I was gonna say. At what point? Because he's pretty highly respected, the same as Prince. But at what point?
5 years,
You know.
3 to 5 years.
Okay, so could you dress up as Jesus and that
When-
not be offensive?
Nope. When
Yeah.
South Park does it, that's my motto.
When
If
South
South Park
Park
is
did-
willing to make a joke about it, it's time.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if we're talking shelf life, Jesus has allegedly been dead for.
I'm pretty sure there's been zombie Jesus costumes. So,
Yeah.
Someone in the comments is curious. Do you know of a place where he can purchase a lion killer costume?
Online.
Just go to an army, like an army surplus store. I'm sure you got like most of it there.
Well, you need you need scrubs.
You can
Dennis
Well,
scrubs?
if you want to like
Put
really-
blood on them,
Yeah, you can
and
do
then get like a stuffed
safari
animal
hunter,
head.
Yeah, in a safari hunter outfit. Yeah, go to an
Yeah.
army
Good idea.
surplus. Army
'Cause
surplus.
here,
yeah.
I pulled it back up. We're actually looking at that's the lion killer Dennis
Wow.
costume.
Look at
yeah.
that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you show it to the camera? Yeah, you did. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, I know what I'm going as in 2 days. 3 days.
3 days. All right. What's the next one?
A terrorist, obviously.
That's
I've
done
s-
all
that's
the
been
time.
done.
That's
That's been
Yeah, it
done.
does.
No one really cares.
Eminem actually had it in his one video. Remember, people had a fit about that, and that wasn't even Halloween. That was just a music video
Yeah.
where he dressed up as Bin Laden.
I think people need to stop freaking out over tiny stuff and just
Yeah.
deal with
What's
life.
next? Yeah. What's next? Let's.
If you're gonna die in a cool way.
Cultural stereotypes. So Pocahontas.
Yeah, these have been catching a lot of flack in past couple
Yes,
years.
they
yeah.
have.
But they were once again they were classic. Like if you could used to be able to do them.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, there's a lot of stuff you used to be able to do that you probably shouldn't do.
And they're making some pretty broad categories with some of these. I realize this. Body shaming and objectifying costumes.
So like the fat suit.
A guy riding
I'm
on
disgusted.
the fat suit. A guy riding on the bouncy ball.
I can't see it. I want to see it. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Of,
I'm telling you that from fat person to camera. Good.
Okay, what's next?
Number 4, people, a refugee.
Yeah, that's pretty poor taste. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all poor taste.
Well, but that one's more so than some of the others.
So, person in the comments is referencing that the Disney princesses are starting to get appropriated too for that.
Yes.
So, like
Oh,
Mona, I believe that's what he's saying. He's
Yeah,
like,
Moana.
Yeah.
Moana? I thought it was Mona.
Yeah, it's Moana.
I've been pronouncing that
Moana.
wrong since that
Moana.
movie came
Yes,
out.
yes, 100% wrong.
Oh, no.
They say it
It's
in
good,
the
man.
movie. Like they say
I've
it in
never
the movie.
seen it.
Oh, my
Oh,
kid likes it. Yeah, you don't have kids.
You don't have kids,
Yeah.
so
Frozen, let it go.
Oh, my kid had it on the tablet the other day again. I thought she was done with it.
Oh, it came back?
It
Isn't there a
came
second
back.
one that just came out?
it will be revived many times.
But it's just that
over
same
and-
song. It's that "Let It Go" song.
Let it go.
Yeah, it's just that's the
Yeah.
song they like. I'm sure every parent right now who be listening or will listen in the future be like, "Fucking let it go." I want to let it go of "Let It Go."
Yes.
I wonder if this
Yeah.
will still be, if the song will still be popular in another 5
It
years.
has been for years already.
Yeah, that came out in 2012.
Yeah, it's
Did
been
it really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like almost 7 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
I'm old.
and it's still cracking.
Yeah,
My daughter still sings it,
Yeah.
even without the movie on. She'll just sing it.
yeah. Disney has staying power, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Next costume.
Number 3, transphobic costumes.
Dude, it used to be a classic to go and drag.
Yes,
It
but
used to be
Why is that an issue?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
not in
and stuff like that.
2018, Tim. Everybody needs
Yeah,
to be
they
woke.
just had Rocky Horror at
Woke.
the theater, man.
Yeah. Two of my friends dressed up as
Yeah.
Tim Burton. Is that who?
No, not Tim Burton. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Oh, well, that explains that comment. Tim Curry, and they had a drag off right in front of in the middle of the stage.
I'd like to do that. I'd look good in drag though.
Right? Not no more, man.
Let's not.
I'd still look good in drag, man.
Let's not have this conversation right now.
I got abs, dog.
We're at number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2, and we'll talk about this again at Christmas. You know where I'm going.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
Anything.
Is it Black Santa?
anything involving blackface.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you got to get away from that.
It's Always Sunny like was the last like thing that did it in like kind of like
Yeah.
a funny way.
And they kind of bombed it too.
And they kind of
Didn't they go out like right after that season too?
No, they've been going strong ever. Like
No, they stopped for a while. Like they got canceled.
They didn't.
No,
they didn't.
I'm pretty confident there was a break whenever they stopped.
There might have just been a hiatus like around that time, but like I've never heard anything about that episode.
Okay.
Like
causing issue.
There's only one episode that like the people actually like regret making.
Which was?
Sweet D dates a retarded person. They're like, that's the one where it's like that one was just kind of mean spirited and too far, and like that was our younger days and we regret that one.
Too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, some stuff does go too far.
Some does, yeah. But that's the thing when you're doing that, you got to push. You got to push the line, and some, and that happens. Like,
this next costume, number 1, is that little bit too far, and it's actually okay, a Holocaust victim. For obvious reasons, you're not going to dress up like that at all.
That's
still too soon.
And it is
especially after yesterday.
And
that was
it is a combination of the anorexia kind of and the homeless person. So
yeah,
man, that shooting yesterday, that was a thing. I did see something.
What happened with that?
There was a
synagogue.
Yeah, I was gonna like I saw a clip and I'm like I'm busy writing.
Yeah.
2 things. I want to point out 2 things for everyone, just so you know this.
Was that on our soil?
Yeah, that was in Pittsburgh.
Shit.
Pittsburgh.
That was like 2 hours away, dude.
Damn.
So
they're getting crazy in Pitt.
2 things for every person that's watching this and that might watch it, and you guys. The person who did it, they've caught him and he's been arrested or shot himself. I don't know.
I think they got him.
On his Facebook page, he was registered as a Democrat, according to his stuff. He posted about it, did all that. And there's friends who have pictures of it. And then after he was arrested, his status changed to Republican. Which was, they're doing cigarette tosses.
That is
after
eerie.
he was arrested by like an hour or 2.
It's way too early and soon to like get into like theories like that.
That seems really sketchy though. Like I saw the pictures. There's timestamps with them and everything.
Yeah. But
you got one in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second thing, the first one was that.
Okay, so Democrat and what?
It switched from Democrat to Republican.
How soon before?
Wait.
1 hour after he was arrested, supposedly arrested.
So how did he go on and switch, or did?
That's the point. He shouldn't have been
because he was arrested.
Right. Yeah. So that was somebody else.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I have the pictures. I can post them in the chat here in a few minutes.
I'm gonna like after the show, I want to look at that and like look at the evidence and like see if it's corroborated and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
that's still if it is, that's
if
nuts.
It is,
that's foul
weird.
play, man.
Yeah,
you can't do that
weird.
shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can't do that.
Fuck that. I might go to Canada.
Let's go.
I've been down to do that for a while. Their drinking age is lower. They have legal marijuana.
Oh, dude. After this, like, I think they would take me. Because, like, I could
asylum?
be like, well, no. Like, okay, so I just saw a thing where, like, they took in like, an older woman who had a relationship with, like, a 16-year-old guy in, like, Florida.
Okay.
Which was illegal there. But she went to Canada and they gave her refugee status because, like, the age of consent nationally there is 16. So they'll take people.
Well, what do you think now about the caravan?
But my last name, even though I've never been practicing, if like a crazy person just Googles my last name, it'll pop up like that it's a Jewish last name. So if I could go to Canada and be like, look, dude, like they'd probably take me, maybe.
Right. I want to put in one little side note. Okay, somebody asked about the Dennis Killer costume in the comments. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of the name of the line that was killed in that incident, Cecil. Yeah. And there's actually a Cecil's Revenge Dennis Killer costume that they sell.
Oh, where Cecil's getting the dentist?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah.
But that's pushing it too far, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to kill anyone.
Yeah, that being the point, we finished the costumes and moved on. But I think people just in general need to grow the fuck up because you're trying to be politically correct on a day that is designed around not being politically correct. You're dressing up.
It's supposed to be silly and
silly, fun, have fun, not.
Yeah,
grow up, people.
I would really like to dress up as. I want someone to come. Tim, you should do this with me, and I'd love to film it right before Christmas. You dress up as the Grinch, I dress up as Santa Claus, and we go down the streets of a large college town near us and just
Oh, I can't think of
enchant
one.
people.
I can't think of any.
Where are you gonna find a college
none.
town?
It's so
I
close.
know, it's
yeah,
so
right.
strange, like 30 minutes or so away or something.
Yeah.
24.2 miles.
24
something
point.
like that,
That's
yeah.
an awkwardly specific number, Nick. I wonder
Yeah.
where you pulled that out of.
Well, that's from. Yeah, never mind.
Never
I
mind.
mean, World Campus or something.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
don't know. But maybe I'll think about it.
I think that'd be a fun thing to do, to just like have the Grinch dance around Santa Claus as they're walking down the street, and we can like mess with people.
But they don't actually know each other in any.
Yeah, there's never been a crossover.
No, the Grinch would do his thing, or I could be some fat guy. I'm trying to think of a fat guy.
No, that would
does
work.
Christmas
It,
stuff.
it would work. I'm just saying. Nick's just pulling on your chain there.
Yeah,
How many chains do I have to pull?
enough.
Yeah, all of them.
At least 2.
All
That
of,
is for
all
sure.
the chains.
We're waiting on the other chain now.
What chain's that?
Pants off.
Pants off chain.
It's shorts today.
Oh shit.
we got some other news. So Twitch has added multi-streaming.
Yes.
So now you could be at your house, you could be at your house, I could be at my house, and we could be like, it's a free night.
I'll
we're all-
tune in. Like
no. Here's how it works. You can link up to 4 different streams, so you can put them all in the same. So you're watching them all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Kind of like what we have going on right now.
Kind of like our window over there now. Yeah. So you can. So like we could all play on the same stream, play the same game.
Right. You're talking about multi-Twitch,
Yes.
and in game we'd actually be in the same game.
Yes.
Like playing
We
together,
don't
and
have
then
to
it.
be
You don't even
technically,
have
but
to be.
yes.
Yeah, you don't even have to.
Yeah, you could play separate games and still be
In the yeah, everybody's watching, and
Yeah.
it counts towards views towards our individual channels.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So that also ties into news number 3
You're
that I
talking
had.
just for clarification. You're talking about multi-Twitch.
Yes.
Is okay. Multitwitch.tv.
Yeah. It just pretty recently launched.
Sweet.
All right. So now for my second news that pops up.
Well,
So
I mean, are we going to try and take advantage of that? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We'll
Alright.
do
Yeah,
something.
we'll
I'm sure.
definitely stream.
Okay. Cool.
So I don't have good internet at my current
No.
living space. However, within the next, well, this weekend or next weekend,
Within
I will,
2 weeks, you will.
no longer be living here.
So, oh, this is how it ties in. Nice. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be streaming.
So I'll have the ability to stream.
Because like I can't like, I can probably not, especially since like I'm not working overtime at my normal like my main job. I get up later now, so I can stay up a little later, and so you even coming from second job, I'd get home at 10, but like around 9 or 10, like I got like a couple like hours free.
It's gonna be gigabit internet, so if you want
Yeah.
to come over for an hour or two, I'll have literally 3 other computers available for you
Oh,
to
so I can
use.
even just stop there.
Yeah,
Okay.
there will be.
If I'm
gonna
over there, but even if I'm not over there, I can just pipe in.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a quad station set up.
Yeah.
Once I get all in there, to where it's gonna be 4 computers, and then underneath, one computer will be a PlayStation, one will be an Xbox, and then one will be not underneath, but a Switch, and one will be a server farm underneath that'll monitor everything and keep it together.
Cool. Sounds awesome.
Dude, I was just
Nerd. Sorry.
chuckling to myself. People, not always, but people have come up to me like, "Hey, you got an Xbox One?" I'm like, "No."
Mm-mm.
What, PS4? I'm like, "No, PC." Oh,
Yeah.
and they kind of dropped the conversation there.
They
I
do.
know where they were going with it.
Yeah. Do you want to play games? Yeah.
Right, but no. And I'm like, my wife does have a PS4 though.
Yeah.
I don't play it.
Yeah.
So
But
PC
no,
Master Face.
well, that's what I was taught when that dude you met from my work, from my main job the other week.
Yeah.
I went up to him like when I was starting to talk to him, and I was like, "You game?" He's like, "Yeah, I game. I play this and this and this." I'm like, "Oh, sweet. What do you play?" He's like, "Xbox One." I'm like, "Oh."
Yep.
And then he clued in though. When I said, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, what? You PC Master Race?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
PC Mustard Face.
Mustard face. Yeah.
yeah, but
Well, it's just
the only reason to have a console is for an exclusive title.
no, or ease of use.
Well, even at that, you can still use a controller on a PC, and you
Ease
get
of
more
use.
customizable graphics. and
Casual. Ease
right,
of use and casual.
right. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that, but
The
That's-
money thing is the only other thing that I could get behind. Like, but still, when consoles come out and people pay $600 for them,
Some
you
of
can
the new
build a
ones.
low-end gaming rig that performs at a higher rate.
Here's what you do. You go on eBay, you find a decent old desktop that has like an i5, like maybe up to 6th gen or something, like 4th to 6th gen, You find something
Even
with like
newer.
8 gigs of RAM or something, or even newer for like $100 on eBay, and then you buy like a 1060 for
Yeah.
like a couple $100,
Do
and
it.
bam, for under $400 you got a PC.
Yeah.
Maybe upgrade
It's
your
easy.
power supply. Maybe your power supply.
Yeah,
too.
you'll need to-
Performs.
Don't ever use those out of the box like
No,
fucking OEM
no.
ones that you get from a manufacturer.
Well, you have to figure 1060s now are what, $100?
Yeah.
Not even that.
So we could build a fleet of gaming PCs.
Yeah.
For cheap.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I've played consoles and I've played the same game on console and PC.
But here's the thing with PC. I buy the game once, I've got it
Yeah.
on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Next console, I don't have to worry about backwards compatibility. Or
No,
if they
I still have
re-release
my
it.
game.
Yeah, I still have my game. And instead of having to buy a new console and all new games, I just maybe have to upgrade a part every couple years.
Yes.
The comments are saying R9 390 for life.
Nah, I'm not a big AMD. They're such a power
Their new
sink.
graphics cards though are supposed to be bomb. I'm waiting for them
I'm
to
waiting.
release.
Well, no, I'll see because they impressed me with Horizon, so I'm waiting to see what they're.
Yeah.
next-
If
yeah.
they can
Oh, yeah.
actually pump
Yeah.
something good out in their graphics cards,
That'd be
I would
awesome. I'm all
probably
for
never
it.
buy Intel for a very
I'm all
long
for
time.
it. Depends. We got to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because the 20 series was very lackluster. You know, it's good performance, but the price is too high, and you might as well buy a 10 series.
Correct.
I was
Yeah.
debating on buying one the other day, and then I thought, well, I could buy a cell phone instead.
Yeah.
Than that another cell phone.
Mm.
And what do you rate? Oh, R9 390. Funny, they used to be two separate companies too.
Who?
AMD and ATI.
Yeah.
So
One was CPU, one was GPU.
yeah.
Many moons ago.
Yeah. So
Good move on AMD buying
yeah,
them.
that was good.
And I keep thinking that I think it would be pretty sweet if Intel would buy
Nvidia.
Yeah.
They got cheddar, but that'd be a big fucking purchase.
that. Yeah, it would be. Like, who do you
I
think would be more likely?
I think
Nvidia
it's-
to buy Intel or Intel to buy Nvidia?
It's such a big move for either of them. I just don't see it happening.
It would be Intel to buy Nvidia. 'cause
If it
Nvidia
did,
graphics
yeah.
cards are a smaller market than Intel's chips.
And
True. Yeah.
And Intel does have their GPUs coming, I think, by 2020.
Yeah. So, however, they're also made in part by Nvidia.
Yeah, I figured.
I'll tell you what though. One time when you want to have, and I don't know about now. I'm talking like 6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you wanted to have Intel graphics, and not all Intel graphics, but certain Intel graphics, was building a Hackintosh.
Mm.
You could, NVIDIA, obviously, or some ATI cards, you could get them going, but out of the box, more Intel worked
Less
easily.
problems, yeah.
Less hassle to get it going. But they've worked all that out, so.
Yeah. Locked it down.
Yeah, I have a Hackintosh right now
Yeah.
Do you?
on my laptop. We had to
Awesome.
have one to code in Xcode, and no one wanted to spend.
Xcode and Cocoa?
No one to spend $800 on a MacBook Air.
Someone did eventually get a MacBook, like the top of the line i7 MacBook, 15.6 inch, 1 terabyte internals, black. Super
Most
high
recent
quality one.
year.
Yeah, it was like $3 or $4 grand, and then he asked the company to reimburse him for it, and
Like,
they told
no.
him to screw off.
Yeah. Maybe if you got a MacBook Air for like $800, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you can't really code on an Air; it doesn't work out. CocoaPods, whenever you include them in Xcode, just glitch out.
So you need a Pro.
Yeah.
Well, why not get like the entry level Pro or like
Still too little. Like
you need the top of the line.
You could do it with one of the i5s, but you want the i7, and you
you-
want the graphics card
Can
now.
you get an i7 in a 13-inch?
Yeah, but you have to special order it from Apple.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm going to pull this up quick. Just anybody not familiar with it, building a Hackintosh is taking PC hardware, running Mac OS.
I think we've covered it.
Yeah, great resource. We'll go full screen for it. Is what is it? TonyMacX86.com. They have build guides there, part list, everything, tutorials how to install it. If you're not familiar with doing it, that's your resource for doing it. I would trust that over any of the pre-built distros, which are like, fuck, I don't know. Iatcos was one of them,
So
and a few other ones.
I used a pre-built distro, but you have to go into the actual lines of authenticator code,
Right.
and you have to change them.
Yeah, you
because
edit it.
Apple releases patches all the time to stop you from being able to do that.
Right, but if you get like a gigabyte native board that has dual UEFI BIOS, you don't even need a DSDT or any of that. It'll just boot. You skip a lot of the editing process. Check the website out. You will save yourself hours upon hours of time.
Might do that.
Sweet.
This is where I get my parts list for when I build PCs primarily, because I know I can Hackintosh them, and they'll game, they'll do Linux, Windows.
Yeah.
Wrong mouse.
So speaking of game, I've been playing Black Ops 4 a lot more.
Yeah, how long have you had it?
About a week now.
Okay, so in a week, your week-long roundup and review.
So honestly, I'm an old I fell back there's Blackout's fun. Still haven't tried zombies. Zombies. I gotta get a group together to play. Like I can't play with randos. So I've been playing multiplayer a lot, but I'm getting better at it. It's way more fast paced than any of the other Treyarch ones.
Right.
But I'm getting the hang of it.
I like multiplayer.
Starting to get kill streaks.
What
I play like the objective core. I play I don't play hardcore.
Right.
But I'll play right now they have a mercenary mosh pit list where it's like domination, control, hard point, like the objective based modes.
When we played Rust, what's that considered officially? Like
A survival game.
No, not the game, but like the player. Like it's multiplayer. Obviously, people.
It's a massive open world.
It's not. I don't know. Would you consider it massive? You can get only. I think you can get 100 players on a server.
It doesn't matter about how many players you can get on it. Skyrim's considered a massive world. Massive, not online. MMORPG is massive multiplayer
online role playing game.
Yeah, that would be Rust.
Yeah, not the role playing.
Yeah,
kind of.
You can, but you'd have
has the ability.
I
guess that's more League of Legends and stuff.
It's multiplayer, but it's also
League of Legends is a MOBA.
It's also like co-op because we teamed up a lot.
Yeah, it's a survival game. That's what you classify it as.
Right. I like games like that, but I also like the single player experience. Like you were at my house one time and we were playing. What was that? Sniper, Ghost Warrior.
That and Thief.
Yeah, I was big on the Thief games.
Yeah.
I heard a door. So anyhow, where are we at? Damn.
We got lots of time.
No, really. We're getting there, man.
What time are we at?
59.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
69, dude.
69, brah. Fucking Quick Rock.
Quick Rock.
Quick Rock.
I was in...
But no, what I'm doing with Black Ops is I'm getting really good at the multiplayer. So then that way, when I go to the Battle Royale, my gun game is strong. Because that's what I didn't like about PUBG or other games. There's no mode to practice your gun skills.
Right.
Where you can just respawn and keep grinding.
I don't know. I hate the in-game, single player in-game. If you get used to your gun like that and then switching over to the online, it doesn't translate as it does. But
some games it does. If you're playing Call of Duty single player, for example, and then your settings are the same, and you go to multiplayer, that's the same.
Right,
but
it's
I get what you mean. You're playing a single player game, and then you fire up an online game, and it's different.
Yeah, and just the latency, the ping, everything that falls in with that.
Yeah, and then you're having to compensate, and
it's gonna be nice with that gigabit.
Yeah.
Whenever they nail it down where it's 100%, that'll be great. Those will be good games, even better than what we have now.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the new Oculus games that are coming out for multiplayer.
Dude, the new Oculus, you can get an Oculus for $300-400 now.
$399. Yeah,
it's
the same.
It's getting cheap.
And you can run it on an i3 with a 1060.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Or if you have an i7 now, they're upgrading it to 960s. So I can now officially run it on my
if you have the CPU,
laptop.
if you have the CPU to balance it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I think that's how I got along for so many years. Was
I don't know. I think 2019. I'm getting VR. I think this is the year where I'm jumping in. The cost has finally come down.
There's so many good.
There's good games now.
now.
Yeah. So
there's this one called VR, which is where you're in a simulation inside of a simulation, trying to break out of the simulation and figure out why everyone's been uploading their consciousness to this. And
we'll talk about games that I might want to play.
Hold on, we got to rewind that. You're playing a game that is a simulation inside a sim.
It's Russian doll game, basically.
Essentially. Okay. So you basically...
And you got to break out.
Well, the idea is that you're a person that's uploaded their consciousness into a computer, and you have the ability to go help other people that have also uploaded their consciousness. So you can put on a VR set and go help this guy a general who uploaded his consciousness, and he wants to be a pinwheel, and he wants people to blow on him, and it's kind of a weird premise.
Kind of obtuse, kind of.
Yeah, but it's a really, really fun game. Yeah. And there's now multiplayer.
What's it called?
That one is called VR.
VR, yeah. Easy to remember.
It's simple.
But no, are there any so here's what I want to ask you about VR. Are there any online games yet?
Yes. So
are there just online shooters?
Not just shooters aren't really a big thing yet because the movement hasn't exactly.
Yeah, the movement. Yeah, I can see
out.
that. Yeah.
the movement that's becoming popular is teleportation. So big things that are getting popular now are escape rooms in VR.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
That I haven't played one yet, but I would love to do VR escape rooms because you can get thousands of
Well, you
them.
have your headset. I still haven't really tried VR yet.
So
even.
fun.
Yeah, I'll have to try it out.
When we get to my new place and it's all unpacked,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel free to.
Yeah.
Nick as well.
Because
What-
probably
oh.
next year, if I find a game I like that's online, I'll get one to play with you. You have just the Oculus, right? You have an Oculus, right?
For now.
For now.
I'm actually looking at grabbing a Vive as well so I can cross compare them. I've
okay.
used Vives in the past. I like the Oculus better because of
Really?
the store and everything just seems smoother on an Oculus.
Yeah.
But the graphics of the Vive were
Are
definitely
better.
much better.
But you say like the Oculus is more of like if you want to try it out and your PC can run it, try it out with this first before you sync more with the Vive.
You're actually paying about the same now. Either
For
way.
the
It's about
original
$100
Vive.
difference.
For the original.
Oh,
The
that's
new
right. That's
the
right.
new Vive.
Well, yeah, what's upgraded on it?
So it's totally wireless. It
Totally.
totally has its own headphones built in now.
So you got no
no-
cables running off.
I think just down to your belt, but other than
Yeah.
you're not your physical
You're
body
not-
is not connected.
You're not tethered into your
Yeah.
PC.
It comes with like the actual kit comes with like I think upgraded sensors and like the Vive itself is better, like the display and all that and the refresh rate. But it's like the new one for like I think just like the starter kit for the new one starts at $1,000. So,
That's some money.
yeah.
So,
That's rich.
yeah.
sorry about that. I actually misinformed you. I did play a VR game that actually was real VR. Like you were they put us in a square
Uh-huh.
and you had got to play with 4 other people and you got the headset and it kind of moved with you.
Yeah.
And you were playing an escape room and you'd actually have to walk around the room
Okay.
physically to go
That's
do
cool.
it.
I want to get into the shooters.
That's coming more or less soon.
Okay.
So the biggest issue that I've seen with the technology with shooters is the fact that the movement makes people really sick.
Yeah.
So there's definitely going to have to be some sort of like anti-static shoes that you can wear or some sort of treadmill that you can get on that's multi-directional because there's no way that you'll be able to do a shooter and not feel violently sick after at this point in time. It's very bad.
What I want to try, and I don't know how close any of them are, is the VR AR mixes where they have like the PCs and the backpacks with the headsets and you're in like a warehouse.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
And
don't
it's-
have to do the big backpacks anymore. There's hollow lenses, which are
Yeah.
like $3,000.
No, once that gets down to like where they're like, oh, hey, this is actually a good idea if we want to do this sometime. Buy a warehouse and be like, get set up and be like, okay, you guys today are gonna be fighting in like the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh no, it's like Halo-ish, you know.
You know, they actually build like sets for some of these places
Yeah,
where
I've
you
seen
walk
that,
through and
yeah.
the software overlays
Lays
like the
over-
graphics and that.
Over like
a
rough
door
off
that
some-
yeah, a
Someone
door
was
that you
curious
got to
if this would
open.
lead to an arcade revival.
maybe.
I think that
It
would.
would,
It's gonna be a big damn arcade if you're going.
Well, if
Well,
it
you might
depends.
only need 5
Here's what
rooms.
here's what it depends on. It depends on the technology and how long it stays at that high cost. Because if it comes down to like, which it probably, I mean, it will at some point, but once it comes down to like consumer level prices, then people are just gonna go grab the glasses and do it themselves.
Well, you don't have the space. So what I'm
You
thinking,
need a field or something. You know what I mean?
What
Like, but
I'm
I'm just saying, like, you'll still have those like locations and stuff, but like people will be more inclined to do it on their own if it's cheap. If they're still expensive, then
agree.
those places will do gangbusters.
I know there's Oculus movie theaters now where you can go and everyone gets a headset and you go and you
Yeah.
watch a 3D movie with everyone. I'm also being informed that the Vive starts at 800 and the newest model, the completely wireless model, is 1400. However, the system as a whole is supposed to be very efficient.
And they have like upgrade part. You can buy just parts of it to slowly upgrade it too. I know
That is correct.
Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't sure on all of it because I think like I might be going off of like when it was new as well. So
Well, VR horror games are very popular right now because the jump scares are easy to do.
yeah,
You're
the
not
jump scares
expecting-
are super easy. Yeah,
Um,
I imagine. Do you think there might be a revival of like Five Nights at Freddy's on VR?
Yes, but not for a few years. I think the big
Yeah.
things that we're going to see are, and I think the newest Elder Scrolls is going to be half VR. Like half of the campaign is not going to be able to be touched unless you have a VR headset.
Then they're almost 2 separate games at that point. You know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I just think
We'll
that they're
see.
going to be the head pushers for that.
Maybe we'll see. All right, I think we've gone pretty well,
Yeah.
haven't you?
we wrapped it up, man. Terrible writing.
Terrible writing.
We got
terrible
through it,
writing,
though. We got
terrible
through it.
costumes.
Yeah, I know. What are you supposed to be, Nick?
I didn't wear shit, man.
Yeah.
Dead inside.
I'm dressed up as that guy.
That guy.
I'm fucking that guy.
Yeah.
So
All right.
grow up, snowflakes. Quit getting offended over a day that's supposed to be PC incorrect or whatever. Not
PC
PC.
inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
PC inappropriate.
Not PC appropriate
Yeah.
is another way. Halloween. Enjoy yourselves. Get some candy this
Be
year.
safe.
Always.
Be safe. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
fucking roll it.
Roll it.
Eh.